Hello guys, live show is starting. Um, I hope everything is working fine and you can hear me well. If
Working
not,
fine, and
I would appreciate if you could please write something in the comments. But yeah, I've tested the audio, so everything should be okay. Today I'm gonna show you um, a water wall which I've found in a drugstore, which is actually pretty beautiful made regarding the stainless steel works, but it's not so good made regarding the water distribution. Then I will show you the opposite, which means I will show you a good water distribution system, but a very poor stainless steel work. And the third topic today will be um, water surface tension and how it affects the water flow on the water wall. Uh, First of all, but for you who haven't seen me yet, actually this is a live show, but it's not so um, known yet. So this will be a recording. Probably you're going to watch this recording, but if you're watching it live now, please feel free to ask in the chat because I would be really happy to support you here in this show. So if you have a question about how to build a water feature, how to build a water wall, I would be happy to help you here in this live show. As I already did with a customer last week who showed his uh, really big water wall to us here in this live stream. Okay, so let's begin with the incredible, beautiful water wall which I found in a drugstore. So I will show you this here, and oh yeah, it's working. I'm sorry. So okay, here you can see it. Um, it is a very nice water wall made of stainless steel, and what you also maybe can see is that um, it's a beautiful design, and also the surfaces and the details are pretty good manufactured, so there is no doubt this has been high quality stainless steel craftsman. The pity is two things. The water distribution was a good idea, but it wasn't a good idea for the long term, and that's why I never do such a water distribution as I will show you right now, because what you can see um, is that you see stripes. I hope you can uh, see those stripes. Let me check if I can make it a little bit bigger. Um, so, yeah. So what you see is here are stripes, and this is because the water distribution is not a overflow channel as I recommend. It is just holes in this tube. And what you also can see is that the water has found its way around the tube and then dropped down here. So this is what became ugly after a period of time. And also it's a little bit dangerous because imagine if this water wall would have been constructed straight, then those drops would have fallen on the floor, which is a pretty a risk for other people if they slip and fall down. And the other poor thing is that you see those stripes where those two water areas touch each other. So this is actually not such a beautiful, let's say, water film or water pitcher. And I would never recommend to use such holes because in such a water wall, there is probably also, yeah, here, by the way, you can again see the problem um, much better, that the water has found its way here and then dropped down. Um, and if this water wall would have been straight, then those drops would fall out of the bottom tank. But luckily it has a slight bow, so when it has been dropping down here, probably they had to clean it, and then these drops would have stopped. But anyway, I would never recommend to use just holes in a tube, because those holes get dirty, and when they get dirty, they won't spill out straightforward. Then the water will stick to the tube and pour down the surface and drop down from a place where it should not drop down. So this is an example, yeah, how you should not build water distribution, but it also shows how beautiful stainless steel work and stainless steel design can be. So the next uh, story I want to show you is the opposite of this one. It is about a good water distribution system, but a very poor stainless steel work. So let me show you this overflow channel, which a partner of mine, Marco Rietz, who is also building water walls and who is also already making a little money with building water walls, in cooperation with me together. And by the way, I'm doing this show not only for challenging myself and for marketing, but I also enjoy it. I really enjoy it. And what I also enjoy very much is just uh, sharing and contributing, you know, because I'm pretty sure that the stuff which I show you here will help a lot of you guys save a ton of money and save a ton of time. And I believe everything comes back. Yeah, and it's a kind of serving, you know, and serving is actually a pleasure. And also, yeah, sharing knowledge is also a pleasure. And it's a challenge for me and a training to be authentic. So I just want to show you that it's not everything is just shiny, shiny, shiny in the water wall business. There are challenges, and I think the best way is to be mindful, but to stay brave and do the things um, anyway, and to improve yourself all the time. Okay, so this is now an example for a pretty bad made overflow channel. And for those who don't know it, you find the production plans for those overflow channel in our basic free course. Well, at the moment it's still free, so if you visit our website wawazen.net, you will find a construction manual, how to build such a overflow channel. It's ready to print and ready to send a PDF plan, which you can send to a stainless steel craftsman, but you should be very careful when you choose your craftsman, as you can see in this example, because this overflow channel has been very cheap but actually bad, so you can't use it. First thing is that, you know, all the lines are not straight and correct. They're out of the measures which Marco has sent to that guy who produced that, and also the finishing is not very nice. But the biggest problem is that it was bent. That's actually something which makes it almost not usable, because the moment this overflow channel is bent, slightly bent, you won't have a complete and harmonic water distribution, which you also can see in the next picture. This is, yeah, this is really bad welding. Uh, Also, those corners you see here. Here is a sting or um, sharp part, and this is, by the way, been produced or planned for a glass water wall. And you can imagine if you press a glass against such a sharp edge, it has a very big reason to break. So yeah, a very bad work. And so let me show the next picture. Yeah, here you also can see it's bent in several directions, which means, yeah, Marco could not use it for his water wall. So before you choose the cheapest craftsman, make sure that if his work doesn't um, uh, is not delivered properly, that you have the right to um, uh, exchange it or something like that, or make sure that you choose a stainless steel worker or craftsman who is where you can be sure that he provides really good quality and who is giving you a kind of a guarantee that what he is delivering is really um, high quality work. By the way, what we also don't know yet is if this overflow channel is waterproof. Uh, and there is a big opportunity or chance that this, according to this bad welding, that this overflow channel is not waterproof. You won't see it at a first look, but I've had it 2 or 3 times. Actually, you don't see those holes in the stainless steel welding areas, but when you put water in, then it is a single drop, which takes like 15 or 20 seconds to find his way through that tiny holes, and this single drop every 30 seconds, this is a bunch of drops over a whole day, and those drops, if you don't control them, they can find their way out of the system and then cause serious damages. So when you're building a water wall, as I also recommend in our free basic course, always test the whole system for a minimum 24 hours in your workshop to make sure that you don't have I call it blind water, like water which is going blind out of the system. So, and one of the things you want to take care or control when you are making your testings is that everything is waterproof, that you don't have areas where drops leave the systems, um, and that you don't have small holes in the weldings. So um, yeah, this is an example how it should not be. And yeah, before you order, please make sure that you have a good quality uh, craftsman. And then even if it looks good, make a testing so that you can be sure that all the weldings are waterproof. Okay. So, and last topic for today. Just let me check if anybody has a question yet. Ba ba ba. Oh, well. No, it doesn't look like that. I hope that everything is streaming proper here. And if not, um, it's probably not that serious bad. Okay, last topic is water surface tension and the surface across which you send the water, where you want to create your water film. And for this I want to show you some nice pictures from a water wall which we have built for a um, shower cabin manufacturer who has invented a special glass with a surface which is repelling the water. This is here on the left side. Actually, some people call this a lotus effect. So the water, the surface is repelling the water, so the water cannot stick to the surface. And if you have such a surface, then you cannot run or create a water wall because you are not able to create a water film. So what we want is a surface which is hydrophilic, which actually a surface which loves the water and where the water sticks properly to the surface or underground, so that we have a distributions to the side. Because as you can see here on the left side, the water gets together and at the end it's pouring, and this first of all becomes pretty loud and also pretty dirty, because you know it sparkles out of the box down here, and you get water all around the system. So this is something you don't want when you build a water wall. Okay, so this is about having a proper surface where you put the water over. So let's imagine you already have a good surface like an ordinary glass plate which has no special lotus effect on it or no special nano treatment. Then it might happen that you also don't get a proper water distribution, and this can be according to the water surface tension. And I want to show you just with a small drawing what I mean by that, because I'm in the water feature business now since 17 years, and it happened to me like several times that we did not get a nice water distribution on a glass plate, and then we tried to fix it by playing with the water surface tension by adding different chemicals to it to manipulate the water surface tension. But in fact, the less you manipulate the water surface tension, the better and the more beautiful your water wall will look after that. And I just want to show you the two extremes which you want to avoid. Let's say you have a very big water surface tension, which means that the water's tension on the surface is so, I hope you can see, yes, you can see it. The water surface tension is so high that the water prefers to become a ball instead of contacting the surface on which it is flowing. So this is happening if you have a too high water surface tension. Then you will break your water film, which means that the water has a contact all over the surface. Actually, in Germany we call it Wasserfilm. Probably in English it's also a water film, which means you have a nicely distributed full covering water flow over your glass plate. So if the water surface tension is too high, then you won't have a water film. What you will have is separated streams of water on your water wall, which then again look ugly, first of all, and the second, they're loud, because if such a stream drops on the water surface of the bottom tank, then it will sparkle outside, etc., etc. So this is what you don't want. Then if you reduce the water surface tension, you get the other extreme. So the water is not becoming a ball anymore. It is rather sticking to the surface. So this is the other extreme. The problem is if you have that extreme, which we've experienced sadly by using a wrong water additive, the thing is that you won't see any waves on your water wall anymore. So it, you will have the success of distributing the water over the whole surface, but you will have the problem or the failure or the error that you don't see any waves anymore. So, and if you don't see waves, then you don't need a water film or water wall. So this is the other extreme. So if your water surface tension is too low, then it sticks rather to the underground or to the surface than building a uh, a ball. So what you want to have is actually the natural middle way, what I would call, because if you use glass is, if you don't manipulate the surface, is hydrophilic. So this means the water will have the water loves this surface, and it will and it wants to stick to it. But if you also have a good water surface tension, then you get the middle thing, which will be like that. So the water will stick to the surface. You get your full water distribution and the full covering of your glass plate, and you get your waves. Because if such a water falls down, then it will uh, um, fall over itself. Let's say this, and this is the moment when you get nice water waves on your glass surface. So you want to avoid both extremes, and actually in most cases you really need a water additive to avoid algae and bacteria in your water systems. But you have to test your water additive before you put it in a big water wall, because this is what happened to us. We've had a new supplier for water additive, and we've been excited because it was a little bit cheaper, and so we went to the customer, we installed a water wall, and then we put water in and we turn it on, and everything looked beautiful, like here in the middle. And the moment I put the water additive, the new one, in, all the waves were gone. And this was pretty sad, because it was in the evening, and the customer wanted to go home, but I had to replace the whole water and to clean up the whole water wall, and to refill it with pure water without any traces of the bad water additive. So if you use a water additive and you want to build a water wall, make sure it does not reduce the water surface tension, or it does not improve the water surface tension too much. So that's it. 3 topics for today live, and I hope you have enjoyed that. Oh, thank you. And yeah, if you don't have any questions anymore, let me check if there are any questions in the live stream. No, it doesn't look like that, but anyway, yeah, okay, thank you. Anyway, if you have questions, please contact me or write something in the comments of this video, and I would be glad to serve you, to support you with your project. And please visit our website wawazen.net and register there, because there is a free basic course where you can learn how to build a beautiful glass water wall, and it's completely for free. Actually, another guy from Canada told me, how can you give this away for free? I would take minimum $99 for that. So yeah, I'm giving it away for free. So because I really want to encourage you to stay brave and make your water wall, but also I want to encourage you to be mindful and to do a proper planning. And I also would be very happy if you would like to cooperate or collaborate with me together as a professional water wall builder in your region, in your area, because I have a program for you which would support you sell water walls and also build them securely so that you and your customers are happy. You save time, you make some money. And actually this is why I'm making this live shows and this course. I want to support all those people who are brave enough to make their water wall on their own, but don't have the right know-how. And this is for you to deliver you the important knowledge so you can avoid big mistakes, because I've made a lot of mistakes and I'm still making mistakes because we're doing so many individual projects and custom-made projects. But our mistakes are, actually it's good to it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. And our mistake rate became very, very small because we do much more planning, which is avoiding mistakes. And what we also do is we do testing. So if you follow those two rules, planning and testing, you almost avoid 80% of all the problems and losses which you can face when you produce a water wall. And if you have the right know-how, which I deliver for you, then actually you can build water walls with almost no unexpected failures or mistakes. So, okay, thank you very much. And at the end, here's a nice video. And in the next show, I will show you how to build a water distribution system with parts from the tool market. It's incredible. Yes, you can do that. I would not recommend to do that if you're going to be a professional water wall builder, because what you want to deliver is something which lasts long. But if you want to build your water wall for your own, and if it's not such a big project, then you can use those parts. So please, I think it's like stay tuned and register to our website wawazen.net, because then you will be informed when we do our next live show. So thank you, and see you soon. Bye bye.
Ha 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 ha.